news, football in an update. If you've landed on my channel, please like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Matchday 5, Man City v Arsenal, 1-0 loss. Very, very tame performance. Very lackadaisical performance. Very just weird performance. I believe that we showed too much respect to Man City. I believe Mikel Arterta showed too much respect to Guardiola. It wasn't a performance that was inspiring. It wasn't a performance that showed anything. If anything, it just showed frailties. It showed lack of ideas, lack of direction, almost like a backward movement to what we've been doing this season. This season, one thing that we could have said so far for Arsenal is that we've worked hard, we've been brave, and we've taken a game to our opponents when we've had the chance to. And apart from the last 10 minutes of the first half, we really didn't do anything in that game. It was a sloppy game, a lot of misplaced passes. It was a weird, just directionless game where nothing was coming on for us. And I just don't understand what the game plan was. I don't have any problem with the formation, as I believe that the formation was the right formation. But the personnel to suit the formation, I believe the manager has to take full responsibility for that, because at the end of the day, the players that he put there to play that formation were not the best players, in my opinion. I believe, starting Willian down the middle was absolutely, horrendous. Not including Partey, in the first game, in his first game that he could have made an instant impact was ridiculous. If he wasn't available, then he would not be on the bench, but he was on the bench, he was available. We waited to the 81st minute to play him when the game was more or less done, which doesn't make sense to me. You have to just think of it in the sense that Lucas Torreira has gone to Atletico Madrid and he was man of the match in his performance today. He started the game and he gave a man of the match performance. And here we are, can't start our new signing that's supposed to bring that midfield gel in a nutshell. And that wasn't the case. If anything, it was just a directionless game that just, there was no cohesion between the midfield and the attack. The attack today were, apart from, like I said, the last 10 minutes, were non-existent. I don't know what's going on with Willian. I believe it's taken him a while to adapt. And when there's a lack of clear link between the midfield, creative link between the midfield and the striking force, you can see where it's not helping any of the front three. The front three of Pepe, Aubameyang, and Willian today, for me, does not work. I don't see it ever working. If you are going to play that, you might as well play Willian on the left and Aubameyang up front. It was just weird. We waited for so long to bring on Lacazette. He was fit, he was available. Why not play him from the start? He's had a great start to the season. He scored 3 goals this season already. So what was the problem? Why didn't we want to start him? These are little performances, that little question marks that you have to put on the manager today, because the reality is, if we are taking a draw or a win from this game, we would be praising the manager. But at the end of the day, his lineup and his tactics for me today have placed a lot of question marks on over what his idea and plan was for the team for today. The first goal, Bellerin sliding up and down the whole pitch like there was no tomorrow. I just don't get it. His defending, we already know it's not that great. Going forward, he can be a great outlet, but even that today, it wasn't anything from that from that respect. And this is where I say I believe we paid too much respect to the opposition. We're playing a 4-3-3, and you want to be able to let the wingers bomb down the flanks and the fullbacks to bomb down the flanks and be overlapping, and we didn't see that. The only one person I could say today played amazing was Saka. And credit to this young lad, because this young lad is improving, and he's improving in a team where you would expect the senior players to grab the ball by the horn. And that seems to not be the case. This young kid is standing out in a team where I believe 1 week they're on, 1 week they're off. And he's been consistent for such a long time since he broke into the first team. And credit to him because he's playing in different positions. Doesn't matter where he's playing. He's playing. He loves what he's doing. And he's showing on the pitch. And today, he can be the only player that I would say stood out. You have Gabriel, who played well, but also gave the ball away so many times. Apart from that, I can't really think of anyone who really wanted to take the game to City. And I think for me, that seems to be the problem. A lot of sideways, backward. It reminded me of Unai Emery. I actually thought it was Unai Emery or Wenger at the helm today. That game was crying out for creativity. And I think it's just so frustrating because Man City didn't really play well for them to say, okay, look, we deserve the 3 points. They didn't really. If you look at the stats of the game, I think they had, 13 shots to our 11, and maybe 4 of them on target to our 3 or something like that. It was such a boring, dead, lackluster performance, and we've got away with it from the opening games of the season. I mean, 9 points out of 15 is not bad. Even at this stage, we're still ahead of Man City and the table. But the way we lost, it was very tame, very boring, uninspiring, and that shouldn't be the case. By the end of the day, it's one game that we've lost. It's against probably the second best team in England because 2 seasons ago, these were the champion. And I guess the master is not done schooling the student. Pep Guardiola v Mikel Arteta. Guessing Arteta still has a thing or two to learn in the eyes of Pep. But all in all, it was like I said, a really uninspiring game. It was really bland, to be honest. You expected more. Managers' lineup and tactics today were not on point. But I'm not going to dwell on it because it's a work in progress. Hopefully we can field more of our best lineup moving forward. But like I said, we're not going to dwell too much on it. This is our 5th game in the season, Matchday 5. 9 points out of 15 compared to last season. By the time we got to this point, we had only won 1 game or so. So it's we're making progress. The league is very unpredictable. It's not going to be as clear cut as we think it might be. So the chance for top 4 is there. We've got the players. Now that Partey is here, we have the players there creatively. If you're not going to play Ozil, we've got Ceballos who can play further up. We've got other players in that team that could be more responsible creatively. We've got Willian who can probably fill in that creative role rather than on the flanks because I don't see what he brings on the flanks. For me, he is wasting away on the right-hand side or the left, wherever he plays. He's 32. Let's be real, his legs are not going to be what he used to be. But he does bring experience, he brings a winning mentality, but the system and the way we're playing him at the moment just doesn't scream to his best attributes. Aubameyang has dried up, he's going for a barren spell at the moment. Didn't really bring anything to that game. I partly think it's because of the way we're playing. Like I said, the link up between the midfield and the attack is just abysmal. All in all, it was a tame loss. And I think that's what's frustrating. It was so tame. Like, it's like you literally went to Man City to get a point and they scored a goal and you literally decided that, okay, look, we want to go just 1-0 and let's not take a heavy defeat. A loss is a loss at the end of the day because it's not 3 points, it's not 1 point. So the reality is we've lost. We showed too much respect. It was a tame loss to the second best team in the league. And for me, I would like to see improvements creatively between the midfield and the attack. Ceballos is, before he came to Arsenal, he was quite an attacking force. I saw him play in the under-21s, saw him play Euro under-21s championship, and he's quite a brilliant player going forward. Obviously, because of the lack of options, should we say, at Arsenal, it's kind of restricted him to playing in a certain role, kind of the Cazorla type of role. Great close control, in tight space he can bring the ball out. But I just believe that he has more to offer up the final third rather than in our final third. And if we can unlock that, we would have such a great player offensively. We've got Partey now who we can use and utilize to allow him to be more expressive. And we've seen that in some games where when he is expressive, There's no stopping him. But today, boy. Now you're moving down to Xhaka. Easily for me, Arsenal's that poor performance of players, he was man of the match, and I would give him a good 8. His drive, his will, his ambition to want to win, to move forward, to take the ball forward, and then defensively as well, protecting and covering and helping out Team when he had to. I would definitely give him, a good score on that, because he's an incredible talent, and the future is bright for him. Definitely an 8. Aubameyang, since the first day of the season, we haven't really seen anything from him. Very poor performance. Again, and I know Aubameyang being Aubameyang, knowing how he plays and how much the fan expects of him, nobody needs to tell Aubameyang that, look, he's had a poor game. Guys, if you've landed on my channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm kind of pissed off because it's kind of ruined my evening, the way we lost. Very tame shallow. It's like Arsenal got spanked for no reason, just to remind them that, look, we're Man City.